if we can just focus on, okay, since we don't want to focus on other places, let's try the Olympic side, let's try the weightlifters, and of course we can see that an athlete won in the 400 meters hurdles, so we can actually just try to boost to these people. If it means maybe upping their payment, we do it for them.
Yes,
that's how I see it now. It's sports means football, and then they just ignore. Even our basketball team they do very well. The Tigers, they do very well, but still I feel like the system doesn't really put much effort when it has to do with the other sides of sports aside the Super Eagles and the Super Falcons. Even those ones they still complain. So it's a struggle. So football, we still struggle. So basically it's always a call for help when it has to do with sports in Nigeria. But first off, and most of all, congratulations to the 10 gold medalists and everybody that won medals in the Commonwealth Games.
All right, talking about those that won medals at the Commonwealth Games, let's hear from the quartet of Favor Ashei, Kinsola Ajayi, that's for Fakore Day Adekula, and Uha Udodi Onwuzurike, after the 4x100 meter bronze medal winning triumph, or or would I say impact? All right, so or display. So let's hear from them. Discuss about their medal.
So for you guys, absolutely. This is a golden silver. Yeah. Because we know we had an ambition of getting the gold, but we got the silver. We're going to take it, and next year we are going to. No, champions. Okay, we go next year. Once I just now, go sign up. So I'll start with you, Ashley. All right.
So. They promised to win gold at the World Championship, Athletics World Championship. All right, so Uji, who do you attribute the success of Team Nigeria to? They just concluded Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland. Would you say the administrators did what they were supposed to do? They did their homework. You would you give them the kudos or attribute this success to them, or would you say it's down to the athletes, their individual brilliance and their hard work, or is it? Would you share amongst both the administrators and the athletes?
I want to be very, very diplomatic, so I'll share it between them. But I'll give the athletes, like, let me say 70%, then give the administrators 30%, because we know how dedicated our athletes are. We know the conditions they go through, and for them to persevere and still give their best, and still make sure that at the end of the day we have a reason to be happy. We get on the podium, they sing our anthem, and we are represented in competitions like this. So you can't take it away from the athletes. And also, what I'll just say for the administrators is that I was happy that they were, let me say this, a bit insignificant in the sense that we didn't hear much of them. That's it. They just allowed the athletes to do what they were meant to do, and they didn't put any sansan in their gari to say that. So yeah, that is it. Our athletes were wonderful.
All right, to the camp of the Super Falcons of Nigeria, that's moving away from other sports. Let's move to football in Morocco. Nigeria will take on Egypt on Wednesday, August 5th at the Olympic Stadium in Rabat, Morocco, with a kickoff time scheduled for 9 p.m. Nigerian time. It's the final Group C match of the WAFCON 2026. The result will decide whether the defending champions will continue their journey towards an 11th African title or suffer an early exit. After two dramatic rounds of matches, Group C Group C remain one of the most unpredictable groups at the tournament. Malawi, already at the competition's biggest surprise package, sit top with 6 points. After winning both of its opening matches. Zambia and Nigeria each have 3 points, although Zambia holds a superior goal difference of +5 compared to Nigeria's 0. Egypt, after heavy defeats in their first 2 games, are bottom of the table without a point and carry a goal difference of -8 rather. Nigeria's campaign has been anything but straightforward. The Super Falcons were stunned 32 by tournament debutants Malawi in their opening fixture as a result that immediately put pressure on head coach Justin Madugu and his players. The response, however, showed the or the fighting spirit that has made Nigeria the most successful team in African women's football. Facing Zambia in a must-win encounter, the Super Falcons secured a 1-0 victory thanks to assist at Oshola's early strike in the 8th minute of the game. The experienced forward goal revived Nigeria's hope of reaching the knockout stages. Now another victory is needed, and preferably by a comfortable margin, and as goal difference could still become important depending on the outcome of the other Group C fixture between Malawi and Zambia. Right, Nigeria's Super Falcons qualification hope. Let's look at the permutations. For the first time in a while, I don't know, for the first time since I started following Super Falcons, for the first time we go over mathematics and permutations for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Alright, so let's get into it. Victory over Egypt gives Nigeria 6 points, gives qualification firmly in their own hands. If the Super Falcons of Nigeria defeat the North African ladies and Malawi either beat or draw against Zambia, Nigeria will finish second in Group C behind Malawi and automatically qualify for the quarterfinals. Things become even more interesting if Nigeria or if Zambia defeat Malawi. That result would leave Malawi, Zambia and Nigeria all tied on 6 points. Under CAF competition rules, the rankings would then be decided using a mini table involving only the 3 matches played between the 3 tied teams, that's Nigeria, Zambia and Malawi. Nigeria's victory over Zambia and a win against Egypt would leave them well placed to progress through the head-to-head calculations, ensuring one of the 3 sides misses out. A 1-0 win for Zambia over Malawi will not be enough for the Copper Queens, as the Malawians would join Nigeria in the quarterfinals. A 2-0 win or better for Zambia will, however, lift the Copper Queens to the top of the group and hands them the tickets to the last 8 alongside Nigeria. Even with a win over Egypt, the Super Falcons could, however, still be eliminated in the event that Zambia beat Malawi 4-3 or any such high-scoring win, but with a 1-goal margin. A draw against Egypt would leave Nigeria on 4 points, creating much more difficult situation. In that case, the Super Falcons of Nigeria will only qualify if Malawi defeats Zambia. Zambia would remain on 3 points, allowing Nigeria to climb into second place with 4 points. However, if Zambia end either a draw or a victory, Nigeria would be eliminated from the tournament. The worst case scenario is a defeat to Egypt. Losing would leave Nigeria on 3 points and guarantee elimination from the competition, ending the team's hopes of defending the continental crown or qualifying for the World Cup. First of all, Val, how did we get here?
We underrated the Malarians. We underrated the ladies for the first game, and I feel like that was a wake-up call for them. Like I said earlier, that the girls were all about.
Yeah, we had that discussion today.
We did.
If online presence actually was
This is football. This is what makes football interesting. We saw World Cup.